Neighbors, welcome back to our kitchen. Welcome back to Future Neighbor. Up till now, I've been enjoying taking a cold shower. So right at the very end, you turn that temperature to the coldest and then you just shiver there and then feels like your cells are shaking and you're losing a little bit of calories. And anyway, it feels very refreshing when you come out. But now the weather is dropping. I can't do that. I need something warm, something filling. And I'm thinking about 들깨버섯탕. 들깨버섯탕 in English is Perilla mushroom soup. And this thing is absolutely delicious. Most likely you haven't tasted Perilla seed powder. It's often used as a garnish for 감자탕, or if you have sundaekguk. It has a very herbally slash, it's a very nutty taste as well. It's similar to sesame, but different in its own way. And today we're gonna use that powder, and we're not gonna use any other meats, but we're going to boil it with a handful of mushrooms. And what you get is something very beautiful, something that's typically served at a restaurant because people think it's very hard to make at home, but little do they know it's very simple. And I'm gonna show you how to make very simple now. All right, neighbors, let's go directly into prep. First of all, that Perilla seed powder that I was talking to you about, 들깨가루. This is basically the seeds from the Perilla leaves that have been ground up. If you do buy this, you want to keep this in the freezer. It doesn't clump up or anything, but just to maintain its freshness. For those who know Korean food, if you order 감자탕 or like haejanguk, the hangover soup in Korea, you'll see a container of this 들깨가루 on the table. You open it up, get a few spoonfuls and put it on top. When it comes out bubbling hot, and then it just adds to that flavor. We're gonna build on that flavor today, y'all. If you don't have a Korean mart, you can get this exact brand from gochujang. This one is a very high quality one. 8 tablespoons. If you're at the market, try to look at the back of the label and get Korean grown Perilla seeds. That tastes the best. All right, and that's number 8. Daniel, can you show me up close? It's very soft. Very, very soft. Now for our mushrooms, I want you to work with 2 or 3 types. Today I'm gonna just work with 2 types. I'm gonna be using beechwood mushrooms. For vacation, where does my dad not like going? To the beach. There, you'll memorize the name. In Korean, this mushroom, or 버섯, is called mangatak. Very popular in Japan as well. I think it's called shimeji, if I'm not mistaken. You can see that stem portion. I like to go maybe a few milliliters on top, and then just cut it off. Toss that out, and then I'm gonna repeat for this white one. If there's a little bit of smudges, get rid of the smudges. So typically for mushrooms, I don't like to wash them, but do a spot check, and if you see any, you can use a damp paper towel or just your fingers, and you can just, knock those off. And then for my second type of mushroom, I'm gonna use shiitake mushrooms. Note, you can mix and match any type of mushrooms for this dish. All we need is that 들깨가루. Just take off the top. This one is called 표고버섯 in Korean. Now, when it comes to Korean food, we always like a contrast in texture. So we have these soft mushrooms, and what better time to use some tteok, Korean rice cake. I'm gonna just grab a little. It should come out to about half a cup. Yep. For our soup, I think these are a little bit too long, so we'll chop them up into bite-sized pieces. Make sure you cut them cute. This is my definition of cute. A little bit of cold water, and we'll put them in so that they can start hydrating. Just lets them cook faster without soaking up too much broth. Then just a few vegetables, our usual suspects, some chili pepper. Here the key thing, we're gonna use the 청양 chili pepper, which is spicy, and then the mild hongochu. We just wanna use half. If you use the whole thing, this soup starts tasting spicy. That's not good. This is not supposed to be a spicy soup. So just use half. And then the other part of our regular crew, some spring onion. Chop up a little bit of the green and a little bit of the white, about a forearm length piece worth. All right, and there we have it, my friends. Put it in. Let's take a pot out, place it on top. Then I want you to add 3 1/4 cups of water. Good. We're gonna be using an anchovy kelp broth. Perfect time to use one of these kelp broth bags. Dried anchovies and kelp, just put it in. Once the pot starts boiling, reduce the heat to a low. Now let's give it around 10 minutes. All right, guys, and then while you wait, let's empty this water out. That's enough hydrating. Wake up, guys. Neighbors, we're gonna make a little bit of starch water. I'm gonna use potato starch, just a little bit, because we need to thicken this up. I'm gonna use a half a tablespoon of potato starch. To this, my friends, 3 tablespoons of water. 1 and 3. Give this a nice mix, and we'll throw this in at the very end. After 10 minutes, the broth will be very nice. We'll take out this packet. Thank you for doing a good job. Now from a low heat, let's raise this to a medium heat. all of our mushrooms in. And imagine how much flavor that adds to our anchovy kelp broth. Our rice cakes, because this takes a little bit of time to cook. Now it's come up to boil. Let's give it around 2 minutes. We do want you to stir once in a while so none of the rice cakes get stuck to the bottom. All right, that's been a few minutes. And for seasoning, guys, all we're gonna add is some soup soy sauce. 1 tablespoon. If you don't have soup soy sauce, you can always use regular soy sauce. Soup soy sauce is a little bit saltier and lighter in color than regular Korean soy sauce, so it doesn't over darken the soup. Then we're gonna add in 8 tablespoons of our Perilla powder. This is where all the natural flavor comes in. Mix that in. And for those who know Korean food, that's that texture and that color you're looking for. If it's all brown, it doesn't look that appetizing, so we're gonna add in a little handful of our spring onions. Let's add everything. Good. Just mix this around. And now we're gonna need a season to taste. We're gonna get a little bit of the broth. Let's give it a taste. The adjective that comes to mind is just comforting. This recipe is like 1,000 hugs. My goodness. To my taste buds, this needs just a little bit of salt. So I want you to finish off at home with just a few pinches. Let's say 1, 2, 3 pinches. Add a little bit more if you need. It's up to you. And at the very end, we're gonna add in that starch slurry. Give it another mix so that everything is incorporated again. That's gonna help thicken up our soup just a little bit, not too much. We don't want it to be like egg drop soup. That's not the consistency. Slightly 걸쭉해. Right, guys, and now look at the texture. It's got a little bit thicker. And this, my friends, that is the definition of comfort. Like a big 곰돌이 hug. Katie, come take a look.
The mushrooms kind of look like meat.
They do, right?
Yeah.
Look how beautiful that looks.
Wow, it tastes so authentic. I thought you'd have to like somehow cook this soup for like days and days.
Yeah, no, it's
for this to have this deep broth.
It's very simple.
고소해. Nutty?
Yeah, it's very hard to describe the taste of Perilla. Like, you just gotta try it, and this is like an awesome. Oh man, we tried these dumplings. It's called 당면 만두, and in the inside there's no pork filling. It's just vermicelli noodles, but super good. It has the same seasoning as regular Korean mandu, but again, I think they use a mix of Korean vermicelli noodles and then some yubu, which is the dried tofu skin. Oh my gosh, this one is looking nice. All right, Katie, should we do this one?
Wow.
Katie, you want to chop it in half with the scissors? All of a sudden, this is turning into a dumpling recipe. Oh, and what a great idea, right? Vermicelli noodles, a little bit of the yubu, the fried tofu skins.
I think you should make this from scratch.
Yeah, but I like pork too much. All right, we're ready to eat. If you try it and you love this taste of the Perilla seed powder, there's another dish called 들깨 I think these are one of those grown-up flavors in Korea. As you age, your taste buds mature, and you're always looking for more healthier, more simpler type foods. And this 들깨 칼국수 or 들깨 수제비, my mom really liked it. I used to taste the soup and I was like, no, I like the regular version. But now as I get older, all those tastes are becoming, it fits my taste buds now. All right, that's it. I can't say a word more because these dumplings are like just luring me as well as the soup. So see you guys.
I'm waiting.
And she's waiting too.